It was too late. The Germans were here. If only I had known then what I know now, I would have run. One afternoon after work, I made a fateful decision. I went by a friend's house instead of going directly to my family's rooftop hideaway. If I'd gone straight home, things might have turned out very differently than they had. The streets of the ghetto were empty, which could only mean another deportation. Halt! Wait, there, in the crowd. Is that my mother, my father? Are they in that deportation? Sala, where are they? Where are my parents? I'm sorry, Yannick. The Nazis grabbed them. I saw them taken. Mama? Papa? They were gone. My family was gone. Prisoner B3087 is a story of perseverance and hope, based on the true account of a young Jewish boy who survived 10 concentration camps and 2 death marches between the ages of 13 and 16. Prisoner B3087 by Alan Gratz. The Nazis snatched me up one day while I was at work. Treblinka concentration camp, 1944. Our job was to move a pile of rocks. It was a big pile, and they were big rocks. Too small for you! Too slow! Good. Now move them back! We had just spent all afternoon moving this pile of stones, and now the Nazis were changing their minds. Such was life at Treblinka. At Treblinka, the Nazis played games, made us work just to work. This was all a game to them, like a hand of cards or a soccer match. Only we were the ball to be kicked around. We were being marched to the depot. A train waited. It was fitted with cattle cars. We were to be transported like livestock. The Nazis packed us in for half a day while they loaded more prisoners. None of us knew where we were going, and we didn't arrive at our destination that night, nor the following morning. I drifted in and out of sleep. That blessed escape from hunger. It snowed while I slept. The ventilation grate was covered in the stuff, grayish white from the engine smoke. I needed it to survive. Water! Wonderful water! Not even a pastry had ever tasted so good. You there on the other train. What does that train say? Where are we going? Treblinka. Where are we going? Birkenau. What's that? Another work camp? You don't go to Birkenau to work. You go there to die. Birkenau isn't a concentration camp. It's a death camp. Birkenau concentration camp, 1944 to 1945. We were ordered into a large room to undress. I was tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of being brave. Tired of surviving. The Nazis beat us and whipped us again to the next room, where shower heads lined the ceiling. You died faster if you stood underneath one of them, where the gas came out. The Nazis packed us in again, just like they had on the train. We waited. No gas came. Why were they waiting now? Maybe someone was standing on the hose. Yeah, that was it. Or maybe they couldn't get the fire to the furnace going, or the match kept blowing out. The Nazis had finally broken me. This was all a big joke. I saw that now. There was no rhyme or reason to whether you lived or died. You could play the game perfectly and still lose. So why bother playing at all? Go on! I dare you! I give up! You win! Kill me! Water rained down on us, freezing cold. Water, not gas. I was going to live. The Nazis lined us up, still naked and shivering. Soldiers sat at tables with what looked like oversized pencils. I heard screams of pain ahead. I could handle the pain. B. For Birkenau. 3087. For my prisoner number. That was the mark that they had put on me. A mark that would be there for as long as I lived. I was prisoner B, 3087. But I was alive. Auschwitz! One morning, the man in the bunk next to mine didn't wake up. I knew what death looked like by now. Death and I had become old acquaintances. We knew each other when we passed down the street. This man was dead. Go through his pockets. Bread. Fred. Yannick. Fred and I became inseparable at camp. We stood together, roll call, we ate together, we slept by each other. It was good to have a friend. But one day I noticed that he wouldn't eat his bread. What's wrong? I don't feel good. I saved his bread for him. He would want it tomorrow. I was sure. But he didn't want it then. You have to get better. I can't, Yannick, it hurts. What does? Everything, my head, my stomach, my throat. He wasn't better the next day. He was worse. He couldn't even get out of bed. You have to get up. No, Yannick, you have to go. Get up! Time for roll call! He can't! He's sick! Yannick, you have to go! Please. Fred arrived late to roll call because he was dragged there by two capos. They hauled him to the front of the assembly field where a gallows was built. Grossrossen, 1945. That is your button. I must have lost it. Do you know what the penalty is for losing a button? 20 lashes, keep count. 1. In German, we start again. How could I ever survive 20 lashes when 2 hurt worse than anything I'd ever felt before? Dachau, 1945. Dachau was in chaos. Some nights we didn't even have roll call. We woke in the barracks to the sound of explosions nearby. The war had come to Dachau, and at any moment a shell or bomb would fall on us and kill us all. So many times I wished a bomb would fall on me to end my suffering. But now I prayed that no bomb would fall on me. Not now. Not when I was so close to the end. If I could survive a little longer, I thought, just a little longer. The explosion stopped close to dawn. Guards. There aren't any guards. I could walk right up to the front gate and walk away. But where would I go? What would I do? My home was in Krakow, hundreds of kilometers away, and what was home anymore? I had no family to go back to. Soldiers are coming. Wait. The Americans! It's the Americans! The Americans are here! Munich. That night, in the dining hall, we sat in chairs at a table. I hadn't seen a chair in 6 years, nor a table. A table. The American soldiers sat with us. We were to eat the same food the soldiers ate. The American soldiers. Big platters of roast beef, mashed potatoes, gravy, and baskets of rolls. More bread than any of us had seen in years. Could you pass the salt? Pass the salt? Salt. Yes, let me pass the salt. And so we began to pass the food around this feast the Americans had laid out for us. And I thought of that day so long ago, the day the war began, I thought of the food and my old apartment and my family sitting around me. I thought, too, of my friend Fred and everyone else I'd watched die. They filled the table around me, replacing all the real people in the room. The dead would always be with me, even when I was surrounded by life again.